Hello, hello, everybody. I'm so sorry that it took me a minute to get going here. I honestly was just having some technical difficulties, and I'm telling you, that is just the way things go sometimes. But you know what? It's totally fine. So I'm so happy that you guys are all here. Time to do a little bit of Christmas planning. And I know some people are like, it is way too early to do Christmas planning, but I don't care. Like, you got to get on top of these things. I mean, I'm not saying I'm like full on in Christmas mode, although I kind of am. And if you guys are live, and I see I've got a few of you here, can you tell me where you're from? I am on Vancouver Island, and today it's kind of dreary, but you know what? That's perfect for what we're doing today. We're doing some Christmas planning. All right. Hello, Lisa. And more tea, please. Oh, hello. Have you got your tea here? I've got mine. What kind of tea do you have? This is pumpkin chai. It's only my second cup of tea, and I always have pumpkin chai second. So, what are you drinking here? Hey, Sam. Oh my gosh, Sam is here. Now, I hope you guys like my little makeshift setup here because I also have Instagram going and I've got my microphone draped over my other microphone because the last time I was live streaming, I was like, that does not sound good. The microphone was bad. It was bad. So, anyway, oh my gosh, Oklahoma, Wisconsin. Yes. Okay, now somebody was saying Murchie's. More tea. Hey, I know you, Kelsey. Liberty Blend from Murchie's. You know what? I gotta try Murchie's. I go to Victoria all the time and I walk by it. St. John's, Newfoundland. Yay! Deirdre from Utah. Spokane. You know what? When I was a kid, Spokane was the city closest to where I grew up in the Kootenay. So we would drive down there and we would do our shopping. And it was so fun to go to like Kmart and Target and get all of the like yummy American treats. So I hope you guys are ready to do a little bit of Christmas planning. It is great to get your planning done early because then you will not be completely overwhelmed come Christmas time. Tampa, yoo-hoo! You got to drink hard stuff. You're drinking an Americano. Nice. All right, Christine, my good friend from high school, my best friend from high school. So guys, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be using here to show you how I plan my Christmas stuff because it is getting into the season now where I need to start planning my stuff too. So I have got my Fly Lady, or it is my Fly Lady control journal, although I don't really do Fly Lady, but I do have a section in it for Christmas stuff, my Christmas planning. And if you saw my video on Monday where I talk all about how I plan Christmas, how I like get all the holidays organized and winter and everything because I don't want to fall behind. Because the thing is, like a lot of people, they feel a lot of pressure to do everything at Christmas. I don't think you should be letting other people pressure you. But for me, I am pressuring myself because I love all of this stuff. And a couple of years ago, I was super stressed because it was like probably maybe the 22nd or something of December. And I remember wanting to go on a hike with my family because it was like snowing and it never snows here. And it was gorgeous. It was right before Christmas. And I was like, I want to bake some cookies. I want to wrap some presents. I need to do this, but I want to watch a movie and I want to drink hot chocolate. And I was like, I didn't get all of the things I wanted to done because I had left it all to the last minute. And somebody actually commented recently. Oh, hello, everybody. Somebody actually commented recently and said, well, I love to do all of my baking at Christmas. And I'm like, I totally get that. But I came from a family where my grandma was wonderful at Christmas. And I actually have a video coming all about that because they moved and things have changed. But they did so much at Christmas. And I love all of that. Like I loved having lots of baked goods around and I just was falling behind. I wanted to get a lot of things done, but I just couldn't. And it was bothering me. And no one in my family was upset that anything wasn't there. It was just me. And it's just the things that I want to get done. So anyway, that's enough about that. But if you missed the video on Monday, you want to see that. So I got my control journal. Now I have in it, I put at the front, there's like a table of contents, which tells me like what page things are on. So I've got like Christmas control journal, Pantry Staples. So starting on page 50 and I have got I got my Christmas playlist. So I honestly might make a Spotify thing once or Apple Music. I have got all of the things that I want to put on my Christmas playlist, and I get my Christmas playlist ready right around November 15th. So I have that in my calendar. And I just put all of these things on there because if I left them on my phone, then it would be like August and a Christmas song would come on, and it just wasn't good. Got my pantry staples to buy, my other planning, and I'll get into that in a second because we're going through mine. And I hope you guys have your stuff out. Oh yeah, I meant to say, if you have a planner, grab your planner. Even just a piece of paper is good, and have your phone if you like to use a phone calendar, because that is so helpful. So, and then I've got, I'll just keep walking you through this because it's just so fun. I get so excited. So my favorite shows, and I put down like check YouTube because sometimes I can't find the shows I want to watch on there. So let me know in the comments your favorite Christmas shows. But I've got like Scrooged, Elf. Like, look how long the list is. It is all so long. Scrooged, Elf. I've got National Lampoons, of course. That one I want to watch like minimum 2, probably 3 times. Christmas with the Cranks. That one's just fun. Charlie Brown, Garfield, Yogi Christmas. I mean, really. So yeah, I've got a lot of that stuff in there, and I don't want to miss some of them. I honestly get bothered at the end of the year. And then the missions. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you guys my calendar. So this is my Google Calendar. Here, I got to click this. What do I do? There we go. I got my phone in my way. Okay. Maybe I'll make that bigger and me smaller. Okay, so that's November. Let me open this up here. Okay. So October. So on October 1st is when I will organize the Halloween costumes. So when my kids were younger, we only have one kid who will trick or treat this year, and he wants to dress up as, I don't even know, something to do with World War II. So he's 12. This is his last one. He's kind of on his own for that one. So October 1st, I will be doing that. And then it jumps all the way pretty much 15th, shopping for Halloween candy. In my house, though, it's not a great idea to shop for Halloween candy early because then it gets eaten. I remember one year I went to Costco and I bought like a bunch of Halloween candy, and my husband ate like 2 boxes of candy. So I started buying it pretty much on the 29th. But I put Halloween candy on the 15th there just so that it sort of triggers me to buy it, and then I pretty much will just hide it. Today, being the 20th, we actually have to look at our winter tires. So we got, my husband will put our winter tires on our van, and then, oh my gosh, people put down, Kelsey put down her Christmas Carol. Great. Keep sharing your favorite Christmas things to do and shows. Anyway, sorry. Somebody told me when I digress, it's not helpful. So our van, my husband puts the tires on, and we got a different car because our son will be driving soon. So we need to sort out the snow tires for that today. My husband, he's doing that. So that's good. And then next week on the 25th, I'll be doing my budget. And then the 26th, gift people. I will be looking at the people who I need to buy gifts for. And then I will decide sort of like based on the budget, what we will be doing. And then we also, on the 29th, I put Christmas lights, or the 1st of November. So I like to get them up early because we live on the west coast of Canada, and it can be really stormy and then icy. And so if I don't get that stuff done early, then all of a sudden we're not, hello, everybody's waving. So if we don't get those lights up early, then unfortunately one year it was like really like dangerous for my husband to be putting them up. So if we get them up early, we don't turn them on right away. I don't actually turn them on probably until very close to the end of November. I just like to be prepared for Christmas. Now in November is when I put down on the 9th is when I will be buying 3 or more Starbucks cards for the teachers, or 4 or more, because it's so helpful to get those things out of the way, because there's nothing like being like, okay, it's the last day of school for the kids, and then being like, oh no, I have to get the kids teachers things. I have done that so many times. Let me know if you've done that. And also share for everyone what you like to get for the teachers. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I take the easy route. I get the Starbucks cards. And honestly, I think they like to get that. So even if they don't drink coffee, they can give it to somebody else and they're happy about it. On the 6th, I like to buy lint for my husband's advent calendar. And I have my own advent calendar. The whole family has advent calendars. I mean, like I'm telling you, I love Christmas. So, and then I buy the kids' advent calendars as soon as Costco gets them out, which is like October. So I get those. And then on the 12th, I've got buy ribbons, icicles. Because I like to put ribbons on my tree. And then on the 13th is when I put decorate seriously. And I know you guys are like, are you serious? The 13th of November? But if I don't decorate really early, then I just feel like I think the 13th might be a bit early. Maybe that was just because of my YouTube filming. But on the 20th, I think normally that was a good time because then I was able to get my get the stuff up because it is a big day. And in a couple of weeks, I've got a video coming out about how to decorate for Christmas. And we actually have a fake tree for someone who is asking. And I don't know what you guys, I love the smell of a real tree. I grew up with real trees, but the ease of a fake tree is just, it can't be beat. And then I can put it up really early, have the house decorated, keep doing my other fun stuff, which I really like. So, and then I booked the IMAX because we take a trip to Victoria and we start baking in mid-November. So I'm going to get out my planner here and I'm going to open it to October. So this is my plum planner. You guys have all probably seen. I did a video on that recently and I love these planners, but you don't have to get a fancy planner. You can even, I've got a cheaper one that I put on my Amazon store if you like. That was really good too. This one I just liked because I could really customize it, which is really nice. Like I've got everybody's birthday in there. I've got the Canadian Thanksgiving in there because a lot of the time, things are from the States and we have all the American holidays, which is nice. Some, quite a few of the holidays do line up, but not all of them. And it's kind of like nice to have the Canadian things on there. So I'm going to have a sip of my pumpkin chai tea. You guys have some of yours. All right. Yes, I love giving edible gifts as well. So I am going to, today we are doing snow tire. So you guys write down anything that you need to get done as we get closer to that season. So, I've got viewers from Australia who are probably sleeping right now, but they might watch this later and they might be getting ready for more summer things. And so for me, we got to get snow tires down. And then I'm going to, next week, my husband actually is away. And so I'm going to, on the 25th, I think that is a perfect day to do the budget planning. And I probably will also plan my, my presents that day, the gifts. And I actually just went to Chapters yesterday. And if you're from the States, I don't think you have Chapters there, but it's sort of like a really good bookstore. It's a chain here in Canada, and they have really great, high five for the island. They have really great gifts. So not only books, but also other things. But if you're not careful, you can end up grabbing the wrong things. So I got a lot of ideas and they have a sale that ends today. So I might be ordering a couple of things from them online or running back to the store, but I had to get some ideas. So I'm going to be deciding the gifts. I might think of a couple today, but other than that, I really, really like to get on the gifts early. For me, I think that the most stressful thing about shopping, about getting ready for Christmas would be gifts, decorating, and baking, probably. The baking is important to me. I think it honestly just has to do with me, how I was growing up. And the thing is, like, I don't even want to eat that much of it. But if I don't do it, it just doesn't feel good. Sam, you do gift cards to local coffee shops, garden centers. That's a great idea. Yeah. And then another thing that I do, if you don't do this now, I would completely recommend this, is figure out your budget for Christmas. So what I did a couple years ago, I added up everything we spent on Christmas and realized where we could cut costs and where, money should be going. And then I decided we would save every month. So come Christmas, it is not a problem, which is great because before it used to be like you'd spend January, February paying for Christmas. So I've got that, and then I'm going to jump ahead to November. Now that's when things really start taking off. Now on the 1st, my husband will be back, and I'm going to get him to put up the Christmas lights. Christmas lights. And unfortunately, we are doing the time change this year, I think, because I haven't heard that we're not. We're actually waiting for Washington, Oregon, and California to get on with their getting rid of the time change so that we can get rid of the time change. I would be so happy to not have it be dark at 4 o'clock here. What time does it get dark where you live? I'm on like southern Vancouver Island. It is so south in Canada. It's practically the United States, and it is dark here. Like at Christmas time, it's dark at like 4 o'clock. So what time does it get dark where you live? I know some people around California, it doesn't change that much, but here it changes a lot. But what's great in the summer is it is light out, like right around the summer solstice. You can see the actual like light in the sky still at like 11 p.m. I love it. You can see some family members' birthdays there, which is nice. And I don't have a lot put down there for December. And that's the thing. That's the key, right? December, I don't want to be getting a lot done. I want to be enjoying December. So I will do random baking in December, and it will be like my Christmas movie list is really taking off then. And so for my favorite baking, I have got shortbread, and then I've got Christmas Jello. And oh, Meg, you're here. Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. For the Christmas Jello, if you look up Pioneer Woman Christmas Jello, it sounds weird. It is delicious. It's like 3 kinds of Jello mixed together. It's so good. I know it sounds weird. It's so good. And if you bring it places, people will be like, whoa, you are amazing. Like, you got to do that. And then gingerbread, and then vanilla krantz, which is, I've got my Danish friend here today. It is a really, really good, like round ring vanilla. It's so good. Cranberry squares, speculas. I think I might need to send out an email with all of my favorite recipes. Just so good. And like sugar cookies. I should honestly like just like number these in order of importance, because I'm honestly like not like those are for the Instagram people. Whoop. This is my Christmas list, okay, of stuff to bake. So then another thing a lot of people do is for Fly Lady, she's got the missions. And so when you're doing your home blessing, which basically means when you're cleaning your house for the week, put away what you can. And so for me, when I am decorating for Christmas, I am putting away most of the ornaments that are out. I mean, I don't have a ton out anyway, but I put most of them away because you don't want your place looking cluttered when you put out your Christmas stuff. You don't want it looking just like, ugh. So I put a lot of that away. Control journal. So that's this. I will be looking at that. Wrapping supplies organized. So there is a point come sort of like later November where I get this one section of our basement ready for wrapping. So I get out the wrapping paper, the tape, get everything right there. Pens, like just to make it all at like the point of where this mission is happening, you get it there. And then running errands, it's good on a certain day. Make your list of the errands that you want to run. So all of this, let me see. Can I share this window with you guys? Let me see. No. I want to share. Okay, I can't. So I made a Christmas list of holiday planning, winter and holiday planning, and I put down I've got all of the missions on there. I've got all of the things that I like to organize, all of the dates I like to do things. And then I made a blank copy for you guys. And then I made an extra blank copy so you could just completely write it in. So if you want that on Instagram, it's at the link in my bio. And then on YouTube, it should be in the description underneath. And my people in my Facebook group, I can share a link there in a bit. But anyway, yeah, so all of these things are really good. And then the planning and the play. So that is when December really takes off because that is like when it is actually the time when I want to be like having fun with my family, as I mentioned, because I have all of the other stuff out of the way. Like it really is just so nice to have all of that stuff done. So then we can be going, like we go to Victoria. I mentioned we go to the Butchart Gardens, which is gorgeous. I don't know if you've ever been there. It's amazing. There are beautiful lights everywhere. I think I showed a picture. I did in the video I did on Monday. So you can have a look. There's a bunch of pictures actually. And then you want to look at what your size is for if people want to get clothes. But we are talking about gifts in a couple weeks. So, decide what you want for that one. And then just keep reviewing your budget as you go. And then also clean and fling, Fly Lady has down here. And for me, if I come across something I don't want to keep, I just have a donation box in my garage where I can be putting things to take to the donation center at any time. So I'm really happy about that. And then it says food, travel, and guests. So we won't be having guests this year. We have my mom is coming over. She spends Christmas Eve at our house. So she will be here. My husband and I, we always have our on Christmas Eve, the sparkling wine. I think we usually get Yellowtail Bubbles, which is pretty good. We have that, and then we watch It's a Wonderful Life. And I bought It's a Wonderful Life so we don't have to deal with commercials. Although I don't think they normally show it with commercials. And it's a really nice Christmas Eve. And this year I am completely mixing up Christmas Eve in my family. I have decided to change it all. I will be making a video on this at the beginning of December because my grandparents, they've sold their house again. As I mentioned, it's a really hard adjustment for me. This was one sentimental item that has been hard for me to let go, but I will be, I said to my family that I will have people over a few days before Christmas, but on Christmas Day, my mom is welcome to come over. I'm not saying nobody can come over, but the thing is, I don't want a crazy day. We used to go to my sister-in-law's house and then we would come home and then we would go to my grandma's house or my mother-in-law's house or my cousin's house. And it was just like such a crazy day for my poor kids, but also for me. Like I want to enjoy Christmas. I want to enjoy just everything. And like Christmas Day, I love to look at my seed catalog. Like I got this huge honkin' seed catalog from Baker's Seeds. I would grab it, but I won't. But it is like this thick. It's a seed catalog. It's like almost an inch thick. And then I decide what seeds I want to plant because as soon as it's basically Christmas Day, my brain is like, okay, and January is around the corner. And then I also like to look at a cookbook because I often get a cookbook and I just like to relax. Like I have worked hard, played hard all December, and I want to relax. So this year I said we might do a prime rib or something on Christmas Day, but we aren't hosting anybody other than my mom, who will probably stay here, but she might decide to go to somebody else's house. But we're going to have people over a couple days before. So then it's sort of spread out and it's more enjoyable, I think. So what do you guys do at Christmas? Like, what are your traditions? And I'm going to say hi to all the people who've popped on. Eric and Lauren, it gets dark at 6 p.m. And where are you? Are you in California? I know that's what time it gets dark there from when we've gone down there to Disneyland. And yes, Aaron, it is so nice to see the lights at 4 p.m. However, I don't mind it getting dark early at Christmas time, but then as soon as it is over, I'm like, oh, it's dark. Like January. Oh my gosh. Pretty much as soon as the time change comes in March, I'm super happy. And the other thing is, yeah, like I mentioned before, in BC, we're supposed to be doing away with the time change. We're just waiting on a couple of states. Alberta might be getting rid of theirs next year, which is great. Um, and so let me see. Audrey says, how many gifts do you get your kids? Okay, so this is a really interesting thing. Now, a few years ago, so I don't know if you know the 5 love languages. My husband's love language is gift giving. Mine is not gift giving. I like getting gifts. I like giving gifts, but it's not gift giving. There was one year he was like, we didn't get enough. So basically, he bought my kids so many toys and it was just ridiculous. So thankfully, over the years, he has mellowed out a bit and our kids are older now. They're 12, 14, and 15. So as for how many gifts to get them, it's sort of more like we'll get them a book and then maybe like a piece of clothing. And then it kind of just depends on what they want. One year we did, gave our son my old iPhone. So there was that, but that is kind of a one-off. Most years it's nothing too major and there is a set budget for every kid. So it isn't necessarily how many, but it's usually like there's a book, there's some kind of clothing. Oh, you don't have Jello in France. How interesting. I'm sure you could order it. What else do we get them? It just kind of depends, right? But for this year, I'm definitely like, I'm looking at the book, I'm looking at the clothes, and then something else. And then, yeah, lots of people are saying what they're doing after Christmas. Some people have like a whole buffet prime rib dinner. That's what we were thinking of doing. And yeah, brunch and snacking all day. I love those. So yeah, as far as gifts go, oh gosh, they are just I honestly feel like in a way gifts take so much away from Christmas, especially the obligation for gifts, and that is something that in my family has been huge for a long time. And I don't know, I feel yeah, I've got videos coming up on that one. Let me see. What else am I thinking planning wise? Yeah. So as I think that in December, so in November, mid-November, that's when I do my pantry shop so I can start my baking. I am almost out of flour. So I will be buying some flour in the next week, probably, because we need it in the meantime. And then I just need to make sure I've got my pantry staples. So let me look here. I'd love to know what you guys do for pantry staples. Now I know that, if Mag wanted to get Jello, I can't imagine going that far out of your way to get Jello. She'd have to work on it now. Let me see. And then favorite snacks. This is a big one. So sausage rolls, my mother-in-law makes the best sausage rolls. And so I took a video of her making them one year. And then I made a PDF to share with my sisters-in-law with the recipe, and they were all really happy with that. So that was a good gift idea. Just sharing something like that, and then getting other favorite snacks ready, like mushroom dip. There's an Epicure recipe that I use, which is really good for mushroom dip. Scallops. My husband loves scallops. Antipasto. We actually have some of that on the go. Lox and cream cheese. Such a good Christmas breakfast. We like to have that. And I've got mushroom dip on here twice and nuts and bolts. And then like what I want for Christmas dinner. But you know what? We just had that. We actually had our Thanksgiving dinner last weekend. We seem unorthodox in a lot of ways, but we are shift workers and I worked all Thanksgiving. And then liquor. And I don't know why I have so much liquor down here. We don't really drink much. We have our sparkling wine on Christmas Eve. And then I even have the Purdy's that I wanted to get people. Now, Purdy's is a brand of chocolate that we have up here in Canada. And I have a lot of my friends, Canadians here. Do you have ideas what to do with toddlers other than giving toys? Toddlers are funny because when I was at Chapters yesterday, I was taking pictures of the cute little like blankets and clothes for babies. Babies are really easy to buy for because you basically just get them things that they need. And so, toddlers, I think something along that line would be good. Getting them things that they need, maybe clothes. They're not really going to care that much. And yes, I love the hedgehogs from Purdy's too. But what else? Toddlers are a tough one. I really think that it's nice if this is what I think people need to do, especially for their own kids. Get them started now with a very small amount of, oh, I've got September up there. Get them up with a very small amount of gifts, like one gift. I know that sounds crazy. My husband, he grew up with one gift, which maybe was a little small, but people say get them something that they need, something that they can read. What else is it? Something that they can wear and then something fun, basically. And so I think something like that for toddlers, building blocks, it just depends, right? Because if it's your own kids, it's great. You can get them started with not a lot of stuff. And my friend who she would make a list of things people could get her kids for Christmas. And she would say, this is what you can get. Now, I wish we had done this when my kids were younger, but I wasn't kind of aware of my husband's weird love language for gift giving, and no offense to him, but honestly, it's want, need, wear, read. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Diana. And those are the gifts that I think that you should pretty much give all kids. And you're not, but if you are the person buying for somebody else's kid, get them one of those things. Don't get all four. And for your own kids, I think if you got one of each of those things, that would be enough. And then you want to be teaching them to regularly declutter things. Now, K-Pow is asking me how we decorate as a minimalist. Now, I have a video coming out in 2 weeks about decorating. And the number one thing is to declutter the things that you don't ever decorate with. So for years, I noticed that we had things in our bins that we just weren't decorating with. And so what I've decided to do is actually last year, I knew I'd be making a video about it. So I packed them up and I will be decluttering those. But for me, you're going to kind of laugh at my way to decorate for Christmas because we actually have 3 lit up Christmas trees. But wait, before you say what? They're very minimally decorated, and the reason why we have 3 is to add light to our very dark house because we are on the side of a mountain. And I put the rest of our decor away, and then we basically just have these lit trees. We put a few pieces of furniture away, so it really doesn't look any more cluttered. And I also like to call myself more of a reasonable minimalist. I like to be intentional with my decorating, and I would say that the Christmas tree in the living room feels a little much, just size-wise, and I'm tempted to just put a smaller one in there. But yeah, so I will be doing a Christmas tour of my decor, and I will also be making a video about me decluttering and decorating as I go. And Jacqueline says that for toddlers, she likes to give art supplies like Play-Doh. And I would completely agree. So that would be a perfect like want present. You get a toddler Play-Doh. They would love to play with that. And their parents are going to be like cursing you as they clean it up, or your own kids. And so want, need, wear, read. Like need is anything, right? And then a cute hoodie bath towel for a toddler. Yeah, that would be good. I mean, just keep in mind, everything you buy has to be decluttered eventually, unless you are wanting to hoard things, or unless you like don't buy anything. So that is one thing. Anytime you're buying anything or you're shopping, just think, where am I going to put this? And am I going to be decluttering this one day? And then how am I going to feel about the money? But when it comes with kids, it's, you know that they are going through stages. Like I'm not getting my 12-year-old, my 14-year-old, or my 16-year-old Play-Doh this year, but did I before? I sure did. And as for Lego, we got way too much Lego. And we honestly, Lego was just an easy thing to get our kids. It is a great gift. And to be honest, it holds its value. But I'm in the process of selling 3 bins full of Lego by the pound, and it is taking a lot of time. Now, Maureen McCracken, you have a great idea. Fun rain boots for splashing in puddles. So I love useful gifts, and that is such a good idea. Giving kids rain boots. So that is something they need, but a toddler is probably going to be really happy. And if you've ever looked at there's a kid on YouTube who got a banana as a present and was so excited. That's what we need to do. That's why I'm saying people who are starting to go minimalist now, it is honestly so smart. I wish we had done that. If you've heard my story before, I'm not going to get into it now. That is honestly what I wished we had done before. Okay, so I'm starting to lose my voice. I'm going to have a sip of tea. Okay, I'm going to do, what time is it? 5 more minutes. And let me know if you guys have any more questions, because I have another appointment I've got to keep for one of my Facebook groups. Now, Kelsey, do I ship Lego? Oh, here we go. I'm going to start. Oh, there we go. What's that say? Umbrellas were our favorite gifts when we were 5. Classic photo op on Christmas Day. I love that, regardless of the weather. That is so good. Yes. I'm going to go like this. There we go. My daughter loves colorful bath bombs. So this is what's great. And you can give kids bath bombs any age. One of my sons loves bath bombs, and I love to go to Lush, and you can get some really nice ones, and then boom, yeah, they just disappear. And Kelsey, no, I am selling my Lego, and no, I don't ship. But if you come to the island, I'm happy to hook you up. All right. And when my daughter was 2, she wanted a Canadian flag more than anything. See, that's great, right? I think we're actually going to get a Canadian flag for our front door. Rachel, you got to go. All right. Yeah, I've got just a couple more minutes. Any more questions? Art supplies. Yeah. And you want to, yeah. Well, I'm really happy you guys all joined me. I'm thinking of making this a weekly thing on Wednesdays, at least leading up to Christmas. It's not going to be all Christmas talk, but there will be some talk about planning. I probably will always mention kind of like what is happening. But I thought it would be fun. I love hearing from you guys. I love the comments on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, but so nice to do this where we can chat and I can see where you all are from. Last year, I made mini Christmas cakes and gave them to friends who love them, but who loathe the American version. I'm making those again. See, oh yeah, and you got to feed the cakes, Brandy. Yes. Now those are the kind of gifts that I love. I think that minimalist Christmas gifts for adults are awesome, but that's why I'm saying people who are starting their kids on minimalism now, good for you. For me, my kids have actually come around. And one thing I was going to say, actually, I'll say this and then I'm going to go. A lot of people ask me, like, what do you do about your spouses when you are trying to declutter and minimize? And what do you do about your family and your spouse? And honestly, my husband, he has come so far. I am so impressed with him. Like, he does not want clutter around. And the kids, I don't know about them, but they won't be here forever. And there are days where I have to remind myself of that. But yeah, I mean, my husband, it's great. Like, we'll be watching a show on TV and he'll be like, "Ooh, it's so cluttered." And I'm like, "I love you so much. You are just so wonderful." Audrey, I've helped you declutter personal items from the past. That is so, so nice. Hello, Christy. You are a nurse in West Virginia. Woohoo, nurses. We got to stick together. We usually get my parents' little weekend getaway. Oh my gosh, experiences more than stuff. I love that. I love, 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 love that. That is so good. It just depends on the amount of people you have to buy for. as far as your budget. But anyway, all right, you guys, I'm going to go. It was so good to see all of you, and I will see you next week and on Monday. All right. Oh, and if you want the link for the holiday planner, you can download it. Bye.